Okay. Hello. My name is Heather Lightfoot, and this is my journey with Jesus. I'm spitballing cooking with Christ, cooking through Christ. I don't know. This is very difficult to do, talking to myself, to then post on the internet for other people to hear me. I talk to myself quite a bit, but I never post it. So as I'm doing this hard, vulnerable thing, I'm also doing something that brings me so much comfort and peace and stability and joy, which is cooking. And I'm making myself lunch. I'm desperately trying to get these frozen. Okay, wow, this is really vacuum sealed. Wild salmon from, there's no sponsorship, so maybe in the future, I don't know. Trader Joe's, they've got the best price. Yes, my scissors are very old. I love vintage and antique things, and I think this is the first pair of kitchen scissors that my parents had when they were married. I don't know. I could be making that up, but I believe there is some truth in that. They're very rusted and okay. What will I be making? Yeah, I just scratched my head. I'm gonna wash my hands. First off, I'm heating up my cast iron skillet. Yes, I use a cast iron skillet. Do I always clean it properly? No. Do I always make sure it's oiled? I do my best. I'm going to be doing 2 types of fat, unsalted butter, and extra virgin olive oil. Do whatever you like. Use whatever you like. It's whatever Jesus tells you. Whatever is in your spirit. That is Jesus. So I have come to learn. I did not grow up being taught about Jesus in a way that felt palatable. I had a lot of questions. I was a very curious child. I still am a very curious child of God, and I am a curious adult. My earliest memory with faith and religion and church was my grandmother's church. My Grandma B, shout out to her, R.I.P. I know she is with Jesus in heaven. I spent a lot of time with her growing up, and she took me to church with her, and so lovingly. And yeah, my earliest memory is being kicked out of Sunday school for asking too many questions. And I imagine that there might be others that have experienced that. So yeah, being kicked out of Sunday school, I'm a little impatient. I don't recommend doing this. Yeah, I don't recommend that. Someone who is better at preparing fish, please tell me. Should I defrost it to break these apart? Should I just cook them both? I fear defrosting. Jesus, please help me. What do I do? Do I defrost it? If I put it in the microwave on defrost, it will overcook. Okay. I'm going to wait until my pan gets hot again. I'm gonna wash my hands. All right, well, this butter. Oh, here we go. Tongs. I'm going to put the skin side down. These are frozen together. They were vacuum sealed like that. Skin side down. Sizzle. You can't really hear that, I don't think. Oh, maybe you can. And then dispose of your fishy. And your fishy knife. This is cute. I love mushrooms. All kinds of mushrooms. Yes, I have dabbled in the hallucinogenic ones, and at times those are good too. I have a little problem with control, so I don't partake anymore, but I have experienced them, and it was a good time. It's getting brown. I will flip the salmon over before it completely detaches from the one that's on the bottom, frozen on the bottom. Yeah. Oh, I didn't fully say what I was making for lunch. I have some quinoa tabbouleh salad left over that I am going to put in a very large tortilla. And I'm going to take some of this salmon and I'm going to put it in there. And then I'm also going to take my favorite salad dressing. Not sponsored. Excuse me. Again, from Trader Joe's. And you know what? I should probably just say TJ's. Non-spawn. Can't say the name. From TJ's. And I'm going to turn it into like a salmon wrap. Yeah. Oh, the dressing. It's like a miso dressing. It's very delicious. This is very awkward, talking into a camera. And then I'm like looking at myself, so I am talking to myself. I think there will be a lot of pauses. This is literally me holding the mirror up and having faith in Jesus and having faith in myself that I can do this, even though it feels slightly awkward and uncomfortable, and not overthink about how I'm going to be perceived, which is a really hard thing for me, as I've struggled with not feeling loved, of not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy or deserving of love, not feeling confident, not feeling pretty enough, skinny enough, tattooed enough, gay enough, queer enough, fun enough, funny enough, kind enough, compassionate enough, empathetic enough, understanding enough, forgiving. That one is something I have been working with for quite some time. Working through, working towards forgiveness. I got sober 4 years ago. Well, this October will be 4 years. And I chose to become sober because I was tired of the life that I was living, and I was tired of feeling the way that I felt. I was tired of being in my darkness, my well of darkness. And I had been there for a long time. And it led me to feel like I no longer wanted to be here. Because a question that I have asked since I was young, in that, going back to like getting kicked out of Sunday school, lovingly, by the way, and I will discuss that more in depth at a later time. I have been searching for my purpose. I've been asking God, what is my purpose? Why am I here? Why do I continue to wake up each and every day? Why have I not been... Why do I get to live? And Jesus has always been there. Beside me, in me, through me, giving me the answers, and I have just been so stubborn and adamant and negligent, and honestly thinking that I knew better for decades. Decades. And all along, he's been right there, right beside me, loving me through all of it, through every bad decision and bad choice, bad thought, mistreatment of others, through all of my sins, each and every one. I'm not gonna list them, honestly. This video would probably be 5 hours, 24 hours long. Couldn't possibly. All right, we're gonna, nice segue, we're gonna flip the salmon because it's time to flip it. I don't know, maybe that was like 5 or 6 minutes on the one side. Again, these are frozen together, so the one side is cooked on the top. The one piece of fish is cooked on the top. The other one is raw. And you know what? The one that's frozen on the top is also still raw, but the skin is cooked, so that's nice. Cooking is always, I've worked in restaurants, I've been a personal chef, I've done banquet, catering, and as much as I loved the act of cooking and like serving people and and seeing the joy that my food brought to them. It wasn't like my food, it was just food that I cooked in certain instances. When I did like catering and I guess private chefing, I got to curate like the menus, and that food was coming directly from me. And it brought me the most joy when I was doing catering for a local nonprofit, in like an environmental nonprofit. And there were summer camps. So there was a summer, I did it for 3, 4? Oh no, I can't remember. They asked me back a couple of times. And they also asked me to create a food program or curriculum, where I got to help facilitate a specific type of camp that was only about food, which was very cool. I love food. I can nerd out about food for a long time. But we're just still letting this just sizzle. It's a pretty thick piece, so I've got the heat on it at about a 3. You could go higher if you wanted to be a little chaotic, but in my opinion, because what I have learned is slow and steady. Especially with these 2 pieces that are frozen. So, worked in restaurants, private chefing. What brought me the most joy with food, and what brings me the most joy with food, is seeing humans ingest the food that I have lovingly put my time and energy and love and effort into, and they enjoy it. And that fills me with the most joy. So why did I bring this up? That is why I love to cook. That is why it brings me peace and love and joy. And what also brings me peace and love and joy is my Grammy B. She is the one that, bless her heart, repeatedly tried to bring me to Christ. Slow and steady, and patient and understanding, and so loving, so deeply loving. I experienced so much unconditional love with my Grammy B that I am forever grateful for, and that I hope I can pass along to others, because that woman is incredible, was incredible, continues to be an inspiration to me. And I never once saw my grandma write down a recipe. I never once saw my grandma have it set a timer. And I would always ask, and I'm like, well, how do you know it's not going to burn? Or how do you know that it's going to be fully cooked? Or, how do you know when it's done? And she just said it was in her spirit. Her spirit knew. It was in her heart. She cooked from a place of love. And because Jesus was telling her when things were finished, like when to check on them, and when he told her when to know, like what to know. He taught her what to know. Like he told her. And I was always in awe of that. And I'm realizing right now I do the same thing. Like yeah, I'm not setting a timer for the salmon. I can't tell you a specific amount of time that when it will be done. You have to look after it. You have to. You have to be intentional. And if you don't have the time, that's okay. Try and make the time. Try and set yourself up, or, you know, this is where my knife will come back into play. Be very handy. I'm just gonna gently try to peel the frozen one. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas, and yes, I do have a gas stove, and I love it. Whoever can come for me, okay. This is what I prefer. I've found a lot of like frustration with electric cooktops and inconsistency in like heating of the pan. That's my experience. And you know what? You might be really, really great at cooking on an electric cooktop. And that makes me happy. I'm happy for you. I'm happy that works for you. It does not work for me. It's not my preference. And please continue to do that. Please continue to do what brings you joy. Like, please. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm showing you what I do. And I'm just scraping off some of the fat on the salmon. Over to the garbage disposal. And you know what? People will probably say don't put the salmon fat down the garbage disposal. Okay. I hear you. If a plumber could tell me. It's just like I should be treating it like grace. Is that it? I could see that. I used to schedule grease trap clean outs. Okay. Sidetracked. Make some time to cook. Make some time. Set yourself up for success. Block out some time. Put on some like just instrumental jazz music. I love Christian jazz music. It's the most calming to me, and that's what makes me feel calm and relaxed. And I like to move a lot when I'm cooking. Just feel the spirit inside of me. That feels really weird to admit to others. Like, admit it to myself all day in my own home, like quietly. But it's saying it out loud for the world to hear. That's a little. Ah! Am I gonna keep this in? I don't know. It'd probably be helpful for others to hear. And I also move around a lot. So, do these be long form videos? Who knows? While the salmon is continuing to cook, I'm going to start to get my wrap together. And I like a soft, like we want to soften up the wrap so that you can roll it fairly easily. You know what? I'm going to put some avocado on this. Just a little bit. Because I have avocados. Ooh. And I have one that's ready. So, quinoa, tabbouleh, chopped up cucumbers. There's also some hearts of palm in here because I love hearts of palm. And I believe there's, I also put basil, fresh basil in my tabbouleh. Because that's what I like. So, I'm going to take this avocado that's super ripe. I'm going to take a butter knife because it's really not that deep. And just like use what you have. I have plenty of knives. I just have 3 dirty knives in the sink and I don't want to dirty another one, and also I don't want to clean one right now. So, I'm going to take half this avocado. I'm just going to take a little bit. Check my salmon. Okay, this bigger piece needs to be flipped and cooked. Skin side. And my smaller piece, hello. Flipping it back over onto the skin. Also bang things really loud. That's just what I do. I don't know if that's a learned thing, my strength thing, or that's my little bit of chaos. I don't know. I think we all have a little bit of chaos. Little bit of chaos is okay as long as you keep yourself in check. As well as not harm people with your little bit of chaos. I used to harm people with my chaos, but my chaos was extreme. Because I know in the past I knew no, it was one end of the pendulum right to the other. There was no in between. Just, yeah. Hello, recovering alcoholic. Yeah, there's a lot of fat right there. What am I going to do with that? Now I'm thinking about, you know what, it's going down. It's going down. It's going down the garbage disposal. And also, you know what, I am going to clean one of the knives because I just remembered that I have this red pepper that is sitting out on my cutting board, and I want some red pepper for a nice little, the wrap is going to be pretty crunchy. And then, oh, look at the food. See, little bit of chaos. I know I'm not showing you anything. I should probably get better at that. I could get better at that. Whole point of a cooking show, right? A cooking video is to show people how you cook. That's okay to do bad. We're humans. We will not ever do anything perfect. Only Jesus is perfect. Only God is perfect. Like, we gotta stop believing that we can attain the unattainable, because we're just setting ourselves up for shame and disappointment and guilt and jeez, those are really tough emotions to get through. We just gotta get to God. Remember that He is the Almighty, and we will never be perfect. Ever. Ever. And you're delusional if you think that. And I'm guilty of thinking that I could attain some ideal of perfection. Not gonna happen. All right, so these salmons are looking almost done. Ah. Wow, the fat just keeps coming out of nowhere. Very large tortilla. Salmon. Sizzle, sizzle. A lot of people would probably say, Heather, that's done. But no. That's still too frozen for Heather. This one might be, but I'm going to keep it going because I'm going to utilize the steam that is coming off of the salmon. And don't we all love the fast food place? I'm not going to name it. Where you can get burritos as big as your head. That warm, like steamed tortilla. Do you ever get a bowl and then just get the tortilla on the side? Or you ask for the burrito, but yeah, you want it. No, duh. You want it in the bowl. And you get the... So good. All right, so I'm just going to lay it across like a little lid. And I'm going to let the steam warm it up. It's going to be awesome. Just watch it. When it starts to like cave in on top of the salmon, it's ready. Also be careful with your little fingies. I have worked in kitchens for many years, and Jesus has blessed me with fingertips that can handle high amounts of heat and very high pain tolerance. So I will just be grabbing this tortilla right off the top. Please use tongs and watch out for the steam, because steam burns are, dare I say, the most painful. Oh, ouch. Just thinking about the steam burns that I've experienced. Ooh. Okay, so I'm gonna get my plate. Cute. And, okay, see how it's like concave? Actually, Jesus is telling me I need to grab my tongs. And we're just gonna grab it. And that's what we're doing. We just put it on the plate. And you know what? I know, because I can smell now, and Jesus is telling me the salmon is cooked. So I turned the heat off and I slid the skillet to the back burner. That is not on. All right, I'm gonna take my knife. I'm gonna score this avocado. An avocado. Thanks. Have you seen that video? This very incredible, lovely, loving, Jesus loving. Dare I say, is she my guidance? Is she my guide? Is she my role model? My grandma was my role model. Is she my adult role model? I think so. Wonderful woman. She brought me back to Jesus. And she has been right beside me through all of the ups and downs, the topsy-turvies. And yeah, I have been a pain. I have not been nice. I have not been as loving as I can be. I have been skeptical. I have been debatable. Like just wanting to debate, and not in like a respectful way. Yeah, she led me back to Jesus, and I am eternally grateful for her. eternally grateful for her. She helped me come up with this idea. I was praying to Jesus in my nightly prayer, and I asked Jesus, please help me to find the direction in which to start a YouTube channel or content. What should my content that I create be? And what is the message that I want to spread? What is the story that I want to tell? And immediately, eyes wide open, I close my eyes to pray sometimes. And I was in the dark because I was in my bed. And wide awake, and my journey to Jesus. And I told my mentor this morning about that. I wrote it down in my notes app, and I sent her a screenshot, or I sent it to her. And she was nothing but loving and supportive and encouraging, and immediately was like, how can I help? I want to help. I want to be helpful. I love this idea. I think it's great. And she started sending ideas, and which I think a couple of them, I said to her, I was like, oh, these sound like episode titles. But as I was sending her a voicemail, or a voice memo thanking her for her thoughts and her suggestions and her love and her support, she sent me a question. She texted me and she said, what if you are through my journey to Jesus, what if you are cooking while you are sharing your story? And I lost my breath a little bit while I was recording this voice memo, and I was like, and Jesus was like, yeah, that's it. That's what you're going to do. That's it. It's that. Because I want to share my journey with others, former skeptics, current skeptics, anyone who doesn't believe in Jesus, people that do believe in Jesus, that love and support others, and love and support and encourage others to find Jesus even after sin and continuous sin. That, yeah, you can turn your life around because Jesus is always with you. He has always been with you. He is there to guide you. You just have to seek him. And I'm still learning these things. I have had a spiritual journey in my life, thinking that I was spiritual in the sense of no religion, and just I believed in God. I believed that God created this world and created the earth and the beauty in nature that I found and I find everywhere, every single day. But believing in God and he was a higher power and nothing else attached to it. That's what I used to believe. That's what I believed for many years. And I did follow, I was led down the path of having psychic readings and tarot cards and crystals and Buddhism, and I've been on a journey seeking that one question, what is my purpose? And the answer is, what is my purpose in this life? What is my purpose for being here, for continuing to be here? And it's Jesus. The only reason that we were born is for Jesus, because he died for our sins. The most painful, excruciating death that you could suffer. He died for all of our sins. I'm still sitting with that. I'm reading the Bible for the first time in my life. I'm about to be 37, and it's been scary. I've put my mentor through some really rigorous questioning and trials and tribulations, and still she loves me through it, because her foundation and faith and belief in Jesus is so strong, and I truly admire that, and I aspire to be like her. So committed to her faith. I want to be a person committed to my faith. This is my journey. I'm trying. I have to start. We all have to start somewhere, and we have to start. We have to try to start. And then when we fail in trying to start, we have to try again. We have to. Sorry, loud noises. I'm scraping the skin that's stuck to the bottom of my cast iron. All right, what has happened? And yeah, this is a little bit of chaos, so I can't go step by step. This is what it looks like right now. I smeared some avocado. I cut up some red bell pepper into strips. And I'm going to take a little bit of this tabbouleh salad. One thing I can share with you about rolling a tortilla. It's really about trying to get things in the center of the lower half, if that makes sense. So piled up, because you're going to have to tuck these corners. You're going to have to tuck the sides in. So essentially, right here is where you want to pile everything on. So I'm going to take a little bit of tabbouleh. I want to get a tomato in there. I love tomato. Oh, I love growing tomatoes. One year in my garden, I had 6 different varieties. And I ate every single one. If I didn't eat them raw, then I made them into salsa and pasta salad and pizza sauce and marinara sauce. And did I say pasta salad? Pasta sauce. Pasta sauce, marinara sauce. I think they're different because you can add different. I also did 4 different types of basil, so I mix and matched. Excuse me, why? Yeah. I love gardening. I love planting something in the earth, nurturing it, and caring for it, pruning it and watering it. And I talk to my plants. I have some plants here. I have some other plants scattered around my house. I talk to every single one of them. Not every single day, which I need to be better at. But I talk to them. And I give them love. And sometimes I am neglectful. I am. And I'm working on being better about that. That's all we can do. I am going to just take this. I'm using the red pepper as a scoop. And I'm going to make a little, divider. And then I'm going to put the other. If you don't want your avocado to go immediately brown, it is best to leave the seed in, because that does help. And I know that there's a lot of kitchen gadgets of an airtight squeezy thing that locks it in. If you can wrap it in plastic wrap it in tin foil if that's all that you have. Put it in something airtight. try. Try your best. That's all we can ever do, is our best. Trying to do our best. So this is what it looks like now. And I'm going to kind of I have a little tear on the one side, so I'm going to make sure that that's the side that I tuck. Yeah. All right, and I'm going to take the salmon, and I think I'm just going to break it up with my fingers. At this point, it is rested. It is not too hot to touch, but again, my fingers, thanks to Jesus, are pretty immune to like really high heat. I'm not saying that I can like pull a cast iron skillet out of the oven without an oven mitt, which I have accidentally stupidly done before. Just like not thinking, literally not thinking. And I don't think I was on anything. Like, I don't think I was on a gummy. I don't think there was anything coursing through my body that would inhibit me from not pulling a cast iron skillet out of a 400-degree oven. It was very quick. It was just, and you know what? Thank you to Jesus that I didn't suffer any serious burns or scarring, because he told me what to do. He had sent someone down my path in my life, throughout my like kitchen life, restaurant kitchen, and a wise person taught me that if you put yellow mustard, I know I said that very aggressive. I love mustard. It's one of my favorite condiments. Yellow mustard on a burn, it takes away the pain. It takes away the burn. I know that there are so many things out there for like burn spray and burn gel and burn cream and burn whatever. If you don't have access to those things, that's totally okay. I think it's the vinegar. Don't quote me on that. But I believe it's the vinegar that like takes out the burn. But mustard, maybe Dijon. I would doubt whole grain, because I feel like whole grain has less vinegar because it's, but I don't know. Try it out. Tell me. Let me know. I usually always have Dijon mustard, yellow mustard, whole grain, and a spicy brown in my fridge. Let's see what I have right now. Oh, I don't have yellow mustard. I have Dijon mustard made with Chardonnay, and I'm gonna have to blur that out. And stone ground Dijon. So I guess I have two types of Dijon. I like Dijon. Oh, that reminds me. Jesus. My favorite dressing. I'm just going to put little bit. Just little drizzle, because we already have creaminess from the avocado. And there will creaminess, healthy fat. So I'm just gonna do little dollop, little drizzle. That's going to be delicious. Okay. Also, my tabbouleh salad is not traditional. It has chopped up kale. It has quinoa. It's essentially my take on the TJ's tabbouleh salad. But it does have parsley, curly parsley. It's got green onion, lemon juice, a little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper. And then I put cucumbers, and I diced up some cherry tomatoes because I love those things. And like I said, I also put fresh basil because I had some and I wanted it. Okay, you can't see this. I fold in the sides and then take the bottom to the top. I wish you could see this. Let me move you down. Yeah. So it's going to be very full. And you kind of cup it so that the stuff doesn't leak out of the edge, the food doesn't leak out of the edges. And you kind of just gently cup it and pull it back, because we don't want to tear the tortilla. But if you do, that's okay. It could be maybe where it tears, you could cut it, and then it could be the half. So then you take the edges and you fold those in to kind of like create like a little clamp, so nothing can escape. And you see we have like a little bit of an edge left over, little bit of an edge. And you just roll it. And voila, burrito. It's a burrito, it's a wrap. Now, sometimes I like to like just give it a little grill on both sides in the skillet. But since my skillet is, it's full right now. And I don't want to dirty another skillet. So I'm going to cut this in half, because also I don't think I'll be able to finish that. When you cut things, make sure your knife is very sharp, or use a serrated. You can make it easy on yourself. I like to do it at an angle because I will show you why in 1 second. Watch your fingies. Also use a cutting board if you don't want to cut on your plates. And now you have a nice little restaurant looking half, where if I was working at a restaurant, this is how I would arrange it. And typically that's how they're going to arrange it. And there's the beautiful little salmon wrap. Because you can make food at home that's like restaurants. You just have to give it a little time and attention and care. And yeah, we're gonna eat on camera. We're gonna try it. This little tomato is coming out and I want to put it in my mouth immediately. And tomato's good because it's tomato. The salmon's good. That's really good. Most people will probably scream. I imagine there's going to be some people that scream. You overcook your salmon. I bet that's dry and rubbery. You also didn't tell us the time. I just want... The purpose of this channel is to share my journey to Jesus. Be vulnerable. Spread the word of Jesus and God. It's the only, I know in my spirit, it is the only thing that my grandma wanted for me. My Grammy Lightfoot. And these are my Lightfoot lessons. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for giving me your time. Because in this world of consumption and consumerism and capitalism and spiritual warfare and convenience and just like clickbait and like 4-second video. Anyway, the attention span is very limited right now. And so if you took the time to watch this, I appreciate you. And if you have anything kind or Christ-like to share, please post it in the comments. If you related to anything that I said in this video, please feel free to share that as well. I'm searching for community. I very much like everybody else. And whoever takes the time to intentionally find community, I admire you and I applaud you, because it's really hard to do. And if you think this video is not good, I can agree with you on some parts. It's my very first one. I'll get better. I'll get better. Maybe. I hope. I'll pray. I'll pray to Jesus that I do. My setup will be better so that you can actually see me cooking the food instead of just looking at my belly button. I noticed that a lot. I was trying myself not to stare at it. Probably wrong combo. But also, I shouldn't care. Anyway, I really like these blue pants. I thrifted them many years ago. They're very cute. I believe they're very cute. Yeah, this was really scary at first to do. I felt so uncomfortable. And when I watched this back, I could see the discomfort. And Jesus. With me, helping me, encouraging me, loving me, reminding me I am enough. I have a tattoo on me. I know that looks like a 9. That's why you shouldn't. You could be more direct to. This is a lesson. Speak up when you don't like something. Before you get it permanently tattooed on your body. You can do it kindly. You don't have to be rude. You can respectfully say, you know what? Actually, could we change the eye? Because to me, it looks like a 9. Learning to stand up for myself. Another life lesson. Many more to come. Many times I'm still learning how to do that. Continuous journey. Yeah. I'll get better at these. I will also get more grounded in my faith. I don't know what that little dance was, but it felt good. Grounded in my faith and my belief in Jesus. Come along on my journey to Jesus, if you want. I'm gonna go eat this wrap because it is delicious, and I'm playing volleyball later, so I need to fuel my body. Ta-ta. Bye.